Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. I am your host, Ginny. Today, we're diving into some exciting shifts happening around us. First up, with China's property market facing a 4-year slump, Hong Kong investors are turning their eyes to Japan. The weak yen and high rental yields are making Japan's real estate market more attractive than ever, drawing big players like Weave Living and KKR. Next, Hong Kong's economy is experiencing a fascinating split. Its financial sector is soaring thanks to China's resurgence, but local retail and hospitality are struggling due to fierce competition and regional integration. It's a tale of two economies, and the city needs to innovate fast to stay ahead. Finally, travel news. Despite some initial hesitations, Australians are returning to Hong Kong, prompting Hong Kong Airlines to launch new flights from Sydney. With better connectivity and attractive packages, the city is bouncing back as a top travel destination. Please continue to watch for more detailed insights. According to South China Morning Post, the economic downturn in China's property market has prompted Hong Kong investors to seek refuge in Japan's resilient real estate sector. As mainland Chinese assets slump, investors from Hong Kong, along with Americans and Singaporeans, are pouring billions into Japan's multifamily housing market, which boasts one of the largest and most liquid in the Asia-Pacific region. The weakening yen, down approximately 9% over the past year, enhances the appeal of Japanese assets for foreign investors, especially amid rising inflation and high occupancy rates that have delivered consistent returns of over 5% annually since 2012. Notable Hong Kong-based firms like Weave Living and MindWorks Capital are expanding their portfolios in Tokyo, emphasizing long-term fundamentals and technological integration, further demonstrating the city's magnetic pull for international capital despite stiff competition from Canadian and mainland Chinese investors. South China Morning Post also highlights the shifting dynamics within Hong Kong's economy, where the financial sector is experiencing a robust revival driven by China's resurgent tech economy and geopolitical shifts. The city's stock market has surged, bolstered by reforms and policies aimed at positioning Hong Kong as a global financial hub, including amendments to the company's ordinance and new regulations on stablecoins. However, this financial resurgence contrasts sharply with the decline in consumer services. Retail sales have fallen for 14 consecutive months, and local restaurants face stiff competition from mainland China, which offers more affordable and diverse options. Infrastructure improvements like high-speed rail and the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge have integrated Hong Kong more closely with neighboring cities, but this has also led to a decline in local demand as residents and visitors increasingly favor services and products from the mainland, prompting calls for innovation and price adjustments to revitalize Hong Kong's consumer markets. Meanwhile, South China Morning Post reports that Japan has surpassed Hong Kong as the most traveled destination for Cebu Pacific, the Philippines' largest airline, reflecting changing travel patterns in the region. Despite a record number of Filipinos visiting Hong Kong last year, Japan has overtaken the city due to increased direct flights and expanded routes from the Philippines, with Cebu Pacific's president projecting double-digit growth this year. The airline's strategic investments, including a massive aircraft order with Airbus, aim to boost regional connectivity and accommodate rising demand for travel between the Philippines and Japan. The Philippines itself is working to dispel misconceptions about its connectivity and affordability, with ongoing airport upgrades and promotional fares designed to attract more international tourists. Cebu Pacific's focus on low-cost fares and expanded routes underscores a broader trend of regional mobility, even as the airline navigates challenges like rising operational costs and fluctuating passenger numbers. According to the South China Morning Post, the United States has launched a decisive aerial strike on 3 Iranian nuclear sites, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan, marking a significant escalation in the ongoing tensions over Iran's nuclear program. President Donald Trump announced that the operation was successful, with all aircraft safely returning outside Iranian airspace after delivering a full payload of bombs on Fordow, the primary target. Trump lauded the attack, claiming it demonstrated the unmatched capabilities of the American military, while also emphasizing a call for peace, hinting at the complex interplay between military action and diplomatic intentions. The same publication highlights Hong Kong artist Mei Ling's inspiring journey from battling depression to channeling her recovery into fashion design. After years of suffering from anxiety and depression, Ing found solace and purpose in creating a clothing collection titled Forms Without Sound, which vividly narrates her personal struggle and triumph over mental illness. Her work, exhibited at Phoenix Clubhouse, an innovative community-based rehabilitation center, serves not only as a therapeutic outlet but also as a powerful message to raise awareness about mental health issues. Ing continues to work part-time and remains committed to helping others through her art, illustrating how creativity and community support can foster resilience and hope amidst mental health challenges. Meanwhile, the South China Morning Post reports on Sri Lanka's rugby team, the Tuskers, aiming to make a mark in the Asia Rugby Emirates Men's Championship. Led by Captain Thurinder Ratwat, Sri Lanka is returning to top-tier competition after over a decade, eager to prove its resurgence with recent victories over Malaysia and close matches against South Korea. Despite being considered underdogs against the unbeaten Hong Kong team, Ratwat's squad is determined to make some noise and showcase their growth, emphasizing their ongoing development through international matches and training. The article also details recent setbacks, such as a narrow loss to the UAE, yet underscores the team's resilience and ambition to re-establish itself as a formidable force in Asian rugby, reflecting a broader narrative of perseverance and rebuilding. The South China Morning Post vividly recounts a tragic incident in 1934 Hong Kong, where a seemingly mentally disturbed Chinese man, Ing Lihing, threw 5 European children into a nullah drain, resulting in the death of 8-year-old Michael Payne. Witnesses described the horrifying scene, with Ing tossing children from a bridge into the rushing water below, and the subsequent rescue efforts that revealed Ing's fractured mind, possibly triggered by his own injuries during a rescue attempt. After months of investigation and hospitalization, Ing was eventually charged with and convicted of Michael's murder, culminating in his execution in 1935, marking one of Hong Kong's most shocking and tragic episodes of violence. The South China Morning Post also highlights the silent struggles of Hong Kong's elderly poor, exemplified by Auntie Ha, who moved from mainland China only to be abandoned by her family. Now in her 70s and working as a cleaner in Sham Shui Pa, one of the city's poorest districts, she survives on meager social benefits that barely sustain her. Her story underscores the broader neglect faced by aging residents who live alone, forced to work well into old age due to the city's inadequate support systems, revealing a stark reality of loneliness, economic hardship, and the urgent need for improved elderly care. Meanwhile, the South China Morning Post explores the cultural evolution of male grooming, illustrating how manscaping has transitioned from a niche taboo to a mainstream, billion-dollar industry. Modern men now embrace grooming tools like Manscaped's Lawn Mower 5.0 Ultra, viewing grooming as a form of self-confidence, hygiene, and athletic performance rather than just vanity. This shift is reflected in celebrity examples and the expansion of grooming routines across generations, with a growing acceptance of natural body hair alongside traditional styles. The trend signifies a broader societal change, recognizing that grooming is no longer solely about appearance but also about comfort, wellness, and personal agency, with innovations addressing everything from back hair to below-the-belt grooming, and a cultural move towards normalized self-care for men. According to Nikkei Asia, the Japanese chemicals company Teo Holdings experienced a rare and significant shakeup when its president, Eiji Sato, was ousted by shareholder votes at the company's annual general meeting. Major investors, including DIC, the largest shareholder with a 20% stake, and the founding family holding about 10%, opposed Sato's reappointment, citing concerns over the company's governance and its handling of potential buyout offers from firms like KKR and Nippon Sanjo. This rejection, which led to Sato stepping down, marked a rare instance in Japan's corporate landscape where a publicly traded company's shareholders actively rejected a sitting president, reflecting growing shareholder activism and dissatisfaction with management's strategic direction amidst discussions of privatization and corporate value enhancement. The Sydney Morning Herald reports that Australian travellers are making a strong comeback post-pandemic, with some destinations like the United States and Hong Kong seeing a slow but steady resurgence in visitor numbers. Hong Kong, in particular, has experienced a significant increase in Australian visitors, with a 70% rise in Hong Kong residents travelling to Australia in April compared to last year. Responding to this renewed interest, Hong Kong Airlines has launched a new route from Sydney to Hong Kong, its second Australian route, after resuming flights to the Gold Coast earlier in the year. The airline's expansion is supported by a bilateral air agreement, and the new daily flights on Airbus A330-300 aircraft are expected to boost capacity and strengthen the route's position as one of Sydney's busiest international corridors, offering premium amenities and lounge access to attract travellers. South China Morning Post details China's women's volleyball team's triumphant 3-1 victory over Japan in the Volleyball Nations League held in Hong Kong, a win that catapulted China to the top of the Asian rankings and challenged Japan's previously dominant position. The match, played in front of a lively home crowd at Kai Tak Arena, saw China dominate early sets with commanding performances, ultimately securing the victory and claiming the number 5 spot in the world rankings, overtaking Japan. Team captain Wang Yuanyuan emphasized their collective determination to reclaim the world's best title, acknowledging the fierce competition from global teams. The match not only boosted China's confidence but also demonstrated their resilience in overcoming difficulties during the game, with fans from both nations filling the arena and creating an electric atmosphere that underscored the sport's growing popularity and competitive spirit in the region. The South China Morning Post highlights Hong Kong's strategic efforts to bolster its economic resilience and global stature through the enactment of the National Security Law, which has been perceived as a turning point for stability and order in the city. Experts emphasize that maintaining international connectivity and attracting foreign talent are crucial for Hong Kong's economic transformation, especially amid tense US-China relations. Figures like Xia Baolong and political analysts advocate for bold governance, reform, and innovation, urging the city to leverage its social stability to push forward initiatives like the Northern Metropolis Project and deepen cooperation within the Greater Bay Area. The law's stability has reassured international businesses, allowing sectors like finance and technology to recover and thrive, while the city's proactive stance on reform and openness is seen as essential to maintaining its status as a global financial hub. The South China Morning Post also captures the perspectives of Hong Kong's youth and cultural figures, exemplified by Olympic fencing champion Vivian Kong. She encourages young Hongkongers to focus on constructive efforts to improve their city and mainland China, emphasizing the importance of understanding their identity and contributing positively. Kong's message underscores a sense of national pride and responsibility, urging youth to recognize their role in safeguarding national security while actively seeking personal and communal growth. Similarly, artist Carl Ting and District Councillor Angel Chung stress the importance of cultural exchange and embracing a Chinese identity, advocating for increased interaction with mainland China and a balanced approach to security and development. These voices reflect a broader narrative of fostering patriotism and resilience among young people, aligning personal development with national progress. The South China Morning Post reports on ongoing challenges in Hong Kong's labor market, with unions calling for a review of the labor import scheme amid rising unemployment and local job displacement concerns. The construction and catering sectors are particularly affected, with workers expressing fears of being replaced or having their hours reduced due to the influx of cheaper imported labor. While the government defends the scheme as a means to address labor shortages, critics argue that it exacerbates unemployment among locals and leads to exploitation, especially by mainland agencies. Recent measures aim to protect local employment, including stricter application rules and complaint channels, but the debate continues over the scheme's effectiveness. This situation underscores the tension between economic needs and protecting domestic workers, highlighting the importance of targeted policies and oversight to ensure fair employment practices in a transitioning economy. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Scrolling through the headlines, another crazy day. 6 degrees of stories, connecting in their way. From the weather to the sports, and everything we see. People making news on TV screens for free. 6 degree world, where the news comes in a whirl. Every story ties together like a ribbon in a twirl. Sit back and watch it all, big and small they call. From city lights to countryside, we're connected after all. Cry, sigh, news is flying high. From city lights to countryside, we're connected